Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have one of the craziest headlines, and I say that in every video, but I do think this is actually one of the craziest speculations and things going on, where we're now seeing a lot of industry, basically higher-ups and people really involved on the analytical side and everything in between, now stating that Microsoft actually might just go and completely go and give up with Xbox, and well, if this Activision merger does not go through, may completely throw in the towel. Now, this has been kind of getting a lot of heat. It's kind of being probably the next news story, I'd say, probably for the next 2 or 3 days, because this is coming out everywhere. It's a lot of news articles, a lot of tweets, and kind of just kind of been like a slow trickle effect that is going to probably blow up a little bit more. But as you guys probably know, Microsoft is like a decent company. I mean, no one the biggest, but as well, Xbox itself is a subsidiary of it, and in theory, they always could go and sell it and try to mitigate it out to someone else. Now, I'm going to preemptively go and say this. I do not think that Microsoft is going to sell Xbox. Like, just verbatim, I think you guys leave your thoughts and comments or speculations down below as we go through this video. But even though I think that's not going to happen, we have seen crazier things go on. And as well, a lot of analysts, a lot of big higher-up folks are stating that this could go and happen. So we're going to talk about this, talk about the drama, talk about this crazy news, and as well, give me your thoughts and comments down below. Twitter and Twitch stream down below, Target Amazon links down below. Leave a like if you guys want to. And let's dive into the fact that Microsoft would probably make one of the worst decisions they've ever made if they decide to go and sell Xbox. So with the port, Microsoft may sell Xbox if this Activision merger fails and it somehow does not go through. Now, if you guys saw this video yesterday, we're talking about how Xbox has been kind of in big drama, especially because now we've had a big tone shift where before a lot of folks were kind of thinking like the actual Xbox itself gaming company was a good idea, profitable, making money. And then Activision, getting Call of Duty, making it on Game Pass, all that type of mobile gaming, whatever, pretty good. But then the tone kind of shifted whenever we've seen a lot more of this regulatory scrutiny. We're having seen people getting blocked. Sony still has not agreed to a deal. And although we've seen it with Nintendo and other places, as of right this second, the tone completely shifted. And Xbox is trying to be like, well, what happens if this, for some odd reason, does not go through or is not allowed, and everything in between? And that's kind of where we're at right now, where reports indicate that prominent games industry figures believe that Microsoft could actually sell off its Xbox games division if the Activision merger is for some odd reason blocked. Crazy to hear that crazy headline. Let's talk about it. So reports indicate that influential gamers, basically games industry figures, believe Microsoft could sell the Xbox games division if the Activision merger is blocked. Now, once again, I don't necessarily fully believe this is going to happen, but Microsoft wants to buy Activision Blizzard for $68 billion. Shareholders and a large portion of gamers want the deal to go through. Now, I'm actually once again kind of in the middle, where I think most folks are kind of like me. You guys give your thoughts and comments down below, where I'm indifferent. Like, I don't think it changes too much at the end of the day. But basically, regulators like the FTC, CMA, and European Commission are heavily scrutinizing the deal, as it's believed that Activision's 8x separate billion-dollar franchises, including mega hits like the $31 billion Call of Duty franchise and mobile giant Candy Crush, could help shape the future of the games industry. Like, these are actually like the first movers and the companies themselves that are basically all doing well. So this is like the stuff that people look to. They look to see what Call of Duty is doing to make their games better. They look at games like Candy Crush to see how else they can go milk random people. That's how it is. So what happens if the deal is blocked, though? As per current contracts, we know that Microsoft will have to pay Activision a $3 billion fee, which is huge, by the way, if the merger is not completed before June. So $3 billion is out if it doesn't go well. It's likely that Microsoft and Activision will negotiate an extension if it looks like the FTC is a strong administrative case. But the consensus is that the FTC will withdraw the case and set out remedies and concessions to close the deal. So there's still options everywhere, but it's not fully set. So what does that happen? Regulators like the FTC, CMA, and EC choose if they choose to block the deal. Microsoft will have to fight the FTC and European Commission, but the CMA's decision won't be easy to overturn. Based on everything we've seen, Microsoft is indeed willing to fight for the merger. If all else fails and Microsoft has denied its merger proposal by regulators, then what? It's hard to say, but some industry figures reportedly believe Microsoft can make a drastic decision and sell the Xbox division. Now, once again, I don't think that's going to be really likely, but if they do want to get rid of it for whatever reason, I mean, at the end of like a huge big deal that's just breaking, and number one, I don't even know who'd even want to buy it. That's one of those big things where there's not really that many companies that can literally buy Xbox. There is a few, and I almost be kind of curious to see if that's like a Google or like an Apple type play where they somehow try to go and just buy Xbox. I really don't think Microsoft is going to sell it though, because Game Pass even now interlocks with both the console markets and as well Game Pass, and it's still a profitable business. Like, it's still making money, so I would want to go sell something that's making money and has growth potential in the future. So if all fails and Microsoft has denied its merger proposal by regulators, we're going to see some crazy stuff. So sources have apparently told Video Game Chronicles Andy Robinson that they believe that Microsoft could exit the gaming business and sell Xbox if the deal falls through. Now, I once again don't believe this will happen, but I've seen crazier things. Because why would they though? So if you guys look and say, regardless of Phil Spencer's words, I know a lot of industry pundits think that Microsoft, is selling off Xbox is a genuine possibility should this be blocked. And although they keep on saying they'll probably go through that with concessions, basically just having like a chance for them to work out the deal a bit more. So capitalism has proven time and again that conventional logic really doesn't matter much if the graph doesn't point up enough, which also does make sense too, because if it's not making enough money or it's not profitable, you may want to sell it and reinvest that money into something that might be more profitable. They do and say, I don't expect it to happen, myself included, but I can say with authority that some people who are involved in the industry and executives, etc., do. So who are the important figures? No one knows for sure, because it's journalism. Journalists don't reveal their sources for good reasons, or just they want to clickbait, either or. It's likely that the group of pundits is a mixture of video game analysts and others who have higher level knowledge of the industry. And again, Robinson isn't the source of the reports, he's just reporting on what he's heard. The argument is thought-provoking, though, if not controversial. Microsoft's own Phil Spencer has said that Xbox will eventually become untenable without more mobile content, which once again kind of a big focus of why they're trying to get things like, say, Activision for things like Candy Crush in their mobile games division, because they just realized the future of gaming is definitely more focused on mobile rather than anything else, and that the Activision Blizzard merger would neatly solve Xbox's smaller presence on the mobile platform, which once again is true. We don't really see too much on PlayStation or Xbox having their mobile side. When it makes sense for Microsoft to sell Xbox, everything that I've seen indicates that no, it wouldn't make sense. So you guys can even look at the revenue charts over here so you guys can go and see where like they announced up Game Pass, but their revenues have been kind of bumping up, doing pretty good. Xbox Series X consoles, you guys can even see the charts. There's been a few dip downs depending on what's going on, but it does seem like there is some good profitability that may be involved in the company, which is why, I mean, if it's going up and up and up, although with like little caveats every now and then, why would they just not want to keep it and make it bigger? So there's a lot we don't know about the business because Microsoft typically does not reveal key info about, well, Xbox. However, Microsoft has spent quite a bit of money establishing a rich cross-platform ecosystem of games products and services, including a multi-game subscription that bridges consoles and PCs and a powerful cloud streaming platform. And Microsoft did sell Xbox, could legacy still operate and maintain the infrastructure to whomever brought the platform, though, as well would also maybe make sense. So, I mean, just think about it this way in terms of selling. If they are still basically, like, if whatever company buys it, if there's still soft law to using xCloud, like the actual hosting, I mean, that's what's kind of been making Microsoft the most amount of money. So yeah, you can sell Game Pass, you can maybe foster and build Game Pass, and then almost sell out your own same community to then go and have another big company like an Apple or Google or whatever own Xbox, and then at the same time, you're still making money long term, maybe with contract terms or whatever, of hosting Game Pass. So you don't even have to own Game Pass and eat all the lost revenue, or if it's not doing too well, but you can quite literally go and, well, have it and buy it. So if Microsoft did sell Xbox, it could still operate and maintain the infrastructure like I was just talking about too as well. So, and also, who would even make the Xbox hardware? If Microsoft did sell Xbox, that is very likely the buyer would simply incorporate the IPs into its business and cut out hardware production entirely. So in theory, that could have gone happen where they just want to stop making the Xbox console, and maybe whoever would buy it out would focus more on Game Pass or have all these big game studios or whatever it might be. Once again, it just kind of seems like the company is just so established, though, that it's really hard to find any other company that, number one, would want to do it, and number two, could actually go do it as well. So I'm intrigued. Like, I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm intrigued. The reality is we don't really know how sure and how well Xbox is doing because we haven't actually had a chance to see these numbers. Like, they'll say, like, yeah, we haven't sold as many consoles, or the revenue might be down or whatever, but at the end of the day, it is kind of an intriguing thing. So Phil Spencer did go and say that Xbox is, on Game Pass, is profitable, and the Xbox business as a whole is also profitable, which would make sense, too. You guys can also see the big video game market share, too, is over here, where you can see Nintendo's at around the 12 billion mark, Sony's around the 24 billion mark as well, and Microsoft at 15. But it's also why a lot of folks are kind of scared, because if you look at, say, Activision, they're throwing like a $70 billion deal, which would probably put Microsoft at what, $85 billion, more than like double both Nintendo and Sony, if you guys factor in just pure the video game stuff in terms of revenue and all of that. So it's very crazy to see that there actually might be a possibility that Xbox wants to be sold, that Microsoft wants to get rid of it, and I still want to know who would even have the money to buy it or merge with it, and I'm still kind of curious if this Activision deal is even going to go through or not at the end of the day. So give me your thoughts and comments down below. Would love to go hear it. As well as make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below. We have the Target and Amazon links down below. We have everything else in between. Leave a like and your thoughts down below.